Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh, exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. The rumor that has been circulating behind the scenes, whispered in clubhouses and echoed by insiders who swear they heard it from someone close to the situation, is that Ranger Suárez arriving to the Dodgers would not be just another pitching move, but a seismic shift in how the franchise wants to define its future identity. When people talk about the Dodgers, they already think of power, depth, and relentless pressure, but the idea of Suárez joining that rotation adds a new layer, one that feels calculated, strategic, and almost ruthless. This is not about headlines alone. It is about balance, about creating a left-handed fortress that opponents dread even before a series begins. The Dodgers have always valued pitchers who can control the tempo, who can suffocate lineups slowly rather than overwhelm them in short bursts, and Suárez fits that philosophy in a way that feels almost too perfect to be accidental. The speculation suggests that this move would be about insulating the rotation against volatility, ensuring that even on nights when things are not clicking offensively, the team can still grind out wins through precision and calm dominance from the mound. What makes this rumor even more intriguing is how it aligns with the Dodgers' long-standing obsession with versatility and matchup advantages. A left-handed pitcher like Suárez does not just fill a slot, he changes the entire geometry of series. Lineups would need to be reshuffled, bench players suddenly become less relevant, and managers are forced into uncomfortable decisions earlier than they would like. The talk among analysts is that the Dodgers see Suárez as someone who can quietly neutralize elite hitters without needing flash or excessive velocity, relying instead on command, movement, and an almost stubborn refusal to give in. This type of pitcher ages well, adapts well, and fits perfectly into a system that values long-term stability over short-term spectacle. The speculation paints a picture of a front office that wants to make life miserable for division rivals by stacking left-handed looks that feel endless, forcing opponents to prepare for a grind rather than a showcase. There is also a strong belief among those close to the rumor mill that this move would send a psychological message to the rest of the league. The Dodgers are not just content with being good, they want to be inevitable. Adding Suárez would be less about replacing anyone and more about suffocating any remaining weakness. Left-handed rotations have a way of wearing teams down over a series, especially when hitters start pressing, trying to do too much against pitchers who refuse to make mistakes. The Dodgers, according to this speculation, see Suárez as a tone setter, someone who can calm a game down, slow it to his rhythm, and let the rest of the roster breathe. That kind of presence matters in a long season where mental fatigue can be just as damaging as physical wear. Another layer to this rumor is the idea that Suárez would thrive under the Dodgers' developmental umbrella. The organization is famous for finding subtle tweaks that unlock even more consistency from already established pitchers. Insiders speculate that the Dodgers believe there is still untapped potential in Suárez, not necessarily in raw numbers, but in efficiency and sequencing. Imagine a pitcher who already frustrates hitters becoming even more precise, more economical, and more unpredictable. That is the vision being whispered about. The Dodgers are rumored to see him as a pitcher who could anchor the rotation quietly, without needing the spotlight, while allowing others to shine around him. This balance is something the franchise values deeply, and it is why this speculation feels so believable to many observers. The financial and strategic side of the rumor also fuels its credibility. The Dodgers are known for thinking several steps ahead, and adding a pitcher like Suárez would be a hedge against uncertainty. Injuries happen, slumps happen, but a rotation stacked with reliable left-handed arms creates a safety net that few teams can match. The speculation suggests that the front office wants to eliminate scenarios where they are forced to overextend younger arms or rely too heavily on bullpen games. Suárez represents reliability, a word that carries enormous weight in an organization obsessed with sustainability. The idea is not dominance every night, but competence every night, and that is often what separates good teams from truly elite ones. As this rumor continues to circulate, Fans and analysts alike are imagining what it would look like when the Dodgers roll out a rotation that feels almost unfair in its balance. Left-handed hitters would not feel comfortable. Right-handed hitters would not feel safe, and opposing managers would feel boxed in before the first pitch is even thrown. The speculation is that this move would not just be about one season, but about setting a template for years to come. Ranger Suárez arriving in Los Angeles, according to these whispers, would be less of a splash and more of a seal, locking in a vision of pitching excellence that feels methodical, cold, and devastatingly effective. In the second part of this rumor-driven narrative, the conversation shifts from why the Dodgers would want Ranger Suárez to how this potential move could redefine the emotional tone of the team. The Dodgers have often been described as a machine, efficient and relentless, but sometimes criticized for lacking a certain edge. Insiders speculate that Suárez brings a quiet intensity, a competitive calm that can be contagious in a clubhouse filled with stars. He is not the loudest voice, not the most dramatic presence, but that understated confidence can ground a team during turbulent stretches. The Dodgers, according to the whispers, value that kind of personality just as much as raw performance. They believe championships are built not only on talent, but on emotional equilibrium, and Suárez fits that mold perfectly. There is also a growing belief that this rumored move would allow the Dodgers to be more creative with their pitching usage across the season. With a rotation fortified by another dependable left-hander, the coaching staff could manage workloads more intelligently, avoiding burnout and keeping arms fresh for the moments that truly matter. The speculation suggests that Suárez would be seen as a stabilizer, someone who can absorb innings without drama, giving the bullpen a chance to reset and the offense time to breathe. In a long campaign filled with travel, pressure, and expectations, that kind of stability is priceless. The Dodgers are rumored to see this as an investment in peace of mind as much as performance. From a tactical standpoint, analysts love to imagine how opposing teams would struggle to prepare for a Dodgers rotation that leans so heavily on left-handed precision. Scouting reports become more complex, preparation becomes more exhausting, and confidence can erode quickly when hitters feel like they are always a step behind. The speculation is that the Dodgers want to create a sense of inevitability, where opponents feel worn down not by explosive moments, but by sustained pressure. Suárez embodies that philosophy, a pitcher who chips away at confidence pitch by pitch, inning by inning, until mistakes are forced. That is the kind of psychological warfare the Dodgers are rumored to be embracing more openly. Another fascinating angle of this rumor is how it could influence the broader pitching market. When a team like the Dodgers makes a move, even a speculative one, it sends ripples across the league. Other teams start reassessing their own rotations, their own balance, their own vulnerabilities. The idea of Suárez joining the Dodgers could trigger a chain reaction, with rivals scrambling to counter a perceived advantage. Insiders suggest that the Dodgers are fully aware of this dynamic and may even welcome it, forcing others into reactive decisions while they continue to execute a long-term plan. In this sense, the move is as much about leverage as it is about talent. Fans, of course, are already imagining the narratives that would emerge if this rumor became reality. The idea of watching Suárez methodically dismantle lineups under the bright lights of Los Angeles feels almost cinematic. There is a sense that he would thrive in that environment, feeding off the confidence of an organization that believes deeply in its processes. The Dodgers, according to the speculation, see him as someone who would not be overwhelmed by expectations, but rather insulated by structure. This is a team that prides itself on clarity of roles, and Suárez would reportedly know exactly what is expected of him from day one. Ultimately, the rumor of Ranger Suárez arriving to the Dodgers is compelling because it feels so aligned with everything the franchise represents. It is not flashy for the sake of being flashy, not reckless, not desperate. It is calculated, deliberate, and quietly intimidating. Whether or not it ever materializes, the speculation itself reveals how the Dodgers are perceived across the league. As a team always looking to tighten the screws, always searching for ways to remove uncertainty. A fortified left-handed rotation anchored by a pitcher like Suárez feels like the logical next step in that philosophy. A move designed not to shock the world, but to slowly and relentlessly bend it to their will. In this second part of the speculation, the conversation deepens into how Ranger Suárez, potentially landing with the Dodgers, would quietly reshape expectations inside and outside the organization. The rumor suggests that this would not be a move designed to dominate headlines for a week and then fade, but rather one that slowly sinks into the collective mindset of the league. When pitchers like Suárez enter an environment built on structure, data, and patience, the results often look subtle at first and overwhelming later. Insiders whisper that the Dodgers see him as a long-term stabilizer, someone whose presence reduces chaos. Every rotation needs that one arm who resets the clock after turbulence, and the belief is that Suárez could become that figure. Not a savior, not a hero, but a constant. That type of value is rarely celebrated loudly, yet it often becomes the backbone of sustained success, especially in a franchise obsessed with consistency. Another angle gaining traction among those discussing this rumor is how Suárez could influence younger pitchers within the system. The Dodgers are famous for developing arms, but even the most talented prospects need examples of how to survive and thrive at the highest level. Suárez is seen as a living blueprint of efficiency, someone who does not rely on overpowering hitters but instead outthinks them. The speculation is that his daily routines, his approach between starts, and his in-game composure could rub off on others. In a clubhouse filled with ambition, that kind of quiet leadership can be transformative. The Dodgers, according to these whispers, value the transfer of knowledge just as much as wins, believing it compounds over time and creates a culture where pitchers learn to trust process over emotion. The tactical chess match also becomes more fascinating when imagining Suárez in a Dodgers uniform. Opposing teams already struggle to game plan against Los Angeles, but adding another left-handed mind who excels at disrupting timing would push that challenge even further. The rumor paints a picture of managers constantly second-guessing lineup decisions, knowing that patience against one pitcher might be punished by impatience against the next. This layering of difficulty is something the Dodgers allegedly pursue deliberately. They want opponents mentally drained before the series even begins. Suárez fits that narrative perfectly, not because he overwhelms with spectacle, but because he forces hitters into uncomfortable at-bats that linger in their minds long after the inning ends. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. There's also a belief that this move would reflect a philosophical shift towards subtle dominance rather than sheer star power. The Dodgers already have names that command attention, but speculation suggests they want to complement that with players who dominate quietly. Suárez embodies that ethos. He is not about viral moments or flashy celebrations, but about relentless execution. The Dodgers, according to insiders, admire that trait deeply. They see it as the antidote to pressure, the kind of mindset that thrives when expectations are heavy. In a city where attention is constant, a player who remains grounded becomes invaluable. This rumored fit feels almost poetic in that sense, aligning personality with organizational identity. Financially and strategically, the rumor continues to make sense to those who analyze the Dodgers closely. A pitcher like Suárez represents controlled risk. He does not require constant babysitting, does not demand special treatment, and does not derail plans when adversity hits. The speculation is that the Dodgers want fewer surprises, fewer emergencies, and fewer moments where they have to scramble. By fortifying the rotation with reliability, they create breathing room across the roster. That breathing room allows stars to be managed carefully, prospects to be introduced gradually, and the season to unfold with intention rather than reaction. Suárez is rumored to be viewed as a piece that unlocks flexibility everywhere else. As fans debate this rumor endlessly, there is a growing sense that even the discussion itself reflects the Dodgers' aura around the league. Teams are judged not by what they do, but by what people believe they might do. The idea of Ranger Suárez joining the Dodgers feels plausible because it aligns with a narrative of inevitability. Whether or not it happens, the speculation reveals a franchise perceived as always one step ahead, always reinforcing strengths before weaknesses become visible. A left-handed rotation sealed by Suárez would symbolize that mindset perfectly, not as a dramatic declaration, but as a quiet reminder that the Dodgers are always building, always adjusting, and always preparing for battles others have not yet imagined. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.